Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
Big Stevie, whenever you see that side of the Cotton Bowl empty, with
something amazing had happened.
Man, that's a great sign.
Yeah.
That the south side of the Red River did something good.
Yeah, man. I didn't go. That was fun to watch, man. That was really fun to watch.
Man, that was I have in my lifetime, whether there or at home or watching it somewhere, I have never seen Texas dominate from start to finish, 49-0. And there we go. And that's the pose, everything.
That's good stuff right there, man. That's a great photo. These kids should cherish that for the rest of their lives. It's a really good photo.
That is unbelievable to watch that and see that number to the left, because OU has done that a lot in recent history as far as lopsided wins and for everything the script to be flipped as it did on Saturday. We're going to dive into this. We're going to have some fun, and I cannot wait to hear Stevie's takes on everything. We've got some elements here that's going to be a lot of fun for you in this episode 188, but Installment 8 of the Pass Rush with Stevie Lee, brought to you by our guys, Hargrove Roofing, Louisiana-based. They're here in Texas. Stevie, what can you say about these guys? Because I got to give you a shout. Tell you this, Coach Ab, who runs the office, the operations here in Austin, as soon as Texas won, him being an old coach, all he said was impressive and the horns up emoji.
That's an old ball coach right there, man. The Hargrove Roofing and Hargrove family, man, great people. They're going to shoot you straight. Know who's on your roof. Hire Hargrove. And let me know if you need a roof, man. I'm out here helping them with marketing and helping them get on some people's roofs here in the Austin area. They even go down to San Antonio. So it's just a good people, good family. And from the hometown, I just really wanted to help out and get them into this market. There's a lot of roofs around here. So why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of extreme weather.
Yeah.
And hail and roofs don't get along. And Hargrove is the group that will do it efficiently. And we'll take care of you in the most efficient way possible, man. Good people so far. We're going to create some more spots. We're going to create some fun elements to this podcast in particular involving Hargrove Roofing moving forward. And so, man, I don't even know how to begin except to say 49 bagel. That's what you see in that photo. Stevie, when you think about that, when Texas wins, because heading into this game, OU had won 16 of the first 23 matchups, including that Big 12 championship in 2018. I mean, it's hard to believe it's that lopsided in the 21st century. But Saturday, bringing home that golden hat, you know, you've seen it. You've been around it. Unfortunately, during your years, you didn't get a
Never
chance to
touched
put
it.
it on your head, man. I mean,
Never had the chance to put it on my head. I was
Man.
12 points away. We got beat my senior year 12-0.
2004.
That was the only game that I lost that year. I think Chance Mock started the game out, and Vince Young finished it. I wish Vince would have played the whole game. Something would have been different. We were playing some great defense, but offense couldn't just get it going. We should have game planned the whole week with Vince in there. So, but Vince took that. He took that game, and yeah, that was his game that he went in and never looked back. And then he started every game after that and never lost as a starter after that.
The last time he lost a game.
Yeah, but he wasn't a starter that game, so he never lost as a starter at the University of Texas.
That's true, because that Chance got to start. So that's a great point.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people remember that.
Yeah.
It is a fact. And we're going to dive into the quarterback, Quinn Ewers. But, man, we'll start out that golden hat. DeMarvion Overshown, his freshman year, that group of seniors, man, they've been through a lot of different things, Stevie. But this is our guy, DeMarvion. And I love hearing him speak because he's kind of close to your home neck of the woods, so to speak.
Yeah.
He's Texas. This was him after that game talking about bringing that big golden hat back to the UT campus.
So going out our senior year with that hat in Austin, it means a lot more to us. And, just credit to the coaches. Like they told us early on in the week, they was going to write the script and we had to make the movie. So, they put us in positions to execute, and we was able to go out there and, now when people ask us about our senior year, what happened with the OU game, we tell them with a smile on our face, yeah, let's go ahead and sit down.
I think the freshman year when they played them, they beat them. That was the dick or the kicker kick, and then lost to them in the Big 12 championship. Man, what were you thinking, man, when you saw this? I mean, were you in disbelief or I don't know. I mean, there's so many emotions in that game.
So I wasn't in disbelief. I knew we had a really good chance of winning because the whispers around Austin in the beginning was Ewers was going to play, Quinn was going to play, and I told y'all when we lost to Texas Tech, all we did was we lost to a team with our backup quarterback. That's what teams do sometimes, right? And so Card he's our backup quarterback. And when we got our first team guy back, when we got Ewers back from injury, I knew it was going to be a whole different ball game.
Yes.
So watching the game, I got so much stuff to talk about.
Oh, man, we're
watching
going to
the
go.
game offensively, that first drive, I think we went 3 and out, but I was okay with it because I knew, there was a little bit of rust. Quinn had to get off, but Coach, the play calling felt more comfortable, and he went deeper into the playbook with Quinn in there, right? So Quinn knew what he was calling. He knew the sets. He read the defense very well, and minus that first drive, going off to the sideline after that first drive, having a talk with the quarterback's coach, having a talk with Shark and other offensive coaches, everyone getting on the right page, on the same page. Then they go out, what was it, it was a 7-minute drive, 12 plays or something like that, and scored at the end. You can't ask for anything else, right? And that's what we needed against Texas Tech. We needed long offensive drives, keep the defense off the field. If we would have done that one time against Tech, we would have won the game. Over, done. Ifs, what is that? Nuts and bolts, ifs and buts.
Nuts and bolts.
Yeah. But also, if he stays in that Alabama game, no telling what happens. We could be sitting here undefeated right now, So, but we're really, really close to becoming a really, really good team. we're a good team right now. We are really a good team. But there's other steps that we have to make. But I knew it was lights out, game over when Quinn came back. And I absolutely knew, I knew it was going to be a game when Quinn came back, but I knew it was going to be a massacre when their quarterback warmed up but didn't play, came out in street clothes. And when they showed it on TV and he was in street clothes, I was like, game over. Game's over. It's done. We got our guy back, so everyone is inspired, and then they lost their guy. And I don't want to make excuses for them, but Lincoln Riley gutted that team.
Yeah, man, that team
had two good. Last year they had two good quarterbacks, and they went down to 0. Right? If Lincoln Riley's still there and he still have those quarterbacks at his disposal, their starting quarterback would have been the third string quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? So we played against their number 3. Well, he's number 1, but he's really their number 3 if we want to keep it real, like I do. I'm a positive guy, right?
Positive guy. But being realistic.
He's basically the third string guy. They didn't even have him. So that's why they had to go in the Wildcat. They basically grab one of the students out the student union and put back their quarterback,
Stevie, they played 5 quarterbacks. People.
Yeah.
Under center, as QB. OU, This is the worst OU team that I've seen since the late 90s. And even then, if you look at Howard Snellenberger's teams, and even after that, they were more competitive than this group.
Yeah, they rolled over. For sure. Because, there's nothing wrong with their defense. They're not missing much on their defense.
No, not too much.
Yeah, but their defense happened to them this weekend the way our defense what happened to our defense against Texas Tech. No rest, just on the field constantly.
Yeah.
They got an interception, but that was really Ewer's mistake. It was a slip. The ball, you can clearly tell the ball slipped out of his hand.
Yeah.
If he had a grip on that ball was sailing out of bounds, and he was just throwing the ball away like a smart QB does,
So Quinn finished 21 of 31, 289 yards.
1 interception that was a mistake.
4, yeah, and that same thing in that first game and that he had, and then 4 touchdowns. I mean, drive after drive after drive, and you look at the rushing numbers, 200 and almost 3 bills. But man, you're not going to get much out of Quinn in an interview, but this was him talking about, because he's from South Lake Carroll, coming back home to play in a game that he really watched as a kid.
I'm grateful for the opportunity he gave me, and to finally play in this game is really exciting for me. And I know all these guys were pretty excited, but growing up a fan, I always wanted to play in this one, so it's pretty special.
When you look at that kid, he's humble. He's just got that. He has a unique appearance. That mullet is fabulous. Brian Mays, who I went to the game with, he's just talking about it's kind of like Vince. He just flicks it, and puts that ball in places that not many people are capable of doing. Yeah. I mean, OU had, and I could not believe this, Stevie, down there on the goal line. OU was not pressing the receivers at all. All the receiver had to do, they were playing off, and I can't remember which receiver it was. There's so many that got involved. From Whittington, you got Xavier. I think it was X. All he did was cut off his route on a slant right there, end zone.
Yeah.
What the hell was OU thinking?
I don't know, man. They probably waved the white flag. I don't know, man. It was, they probably lined up bad that one play, but I also want to really give Ewers his flowers just for being able to notice all that. First game back. Remember, everyone else in the country have played. This is their 5th game. This is his 2nd and a half game, right? So for him to even come back out with not being on the field for 3 weeks, and still recognize everything and execute the way he did, the kid is special. And I don't know the full story of him going to Ohio State and then transferring back in, but whatever that full story is, that kid belongs in Texas.
Yeah.
Right? He belongs in Texas, grew up in Dallas. You know, this is his home state. And if he does it right, keep his nose clean and continue to grow as a quarterback at the University of Texas, he'll have Texas eaten out of his hand.
Oh, he's got it made. And you can tell this team is different. He brings a swagger. He really does. He brings a swagger. And like you and I talked about last episode, he brings the defense. I don't know what it is. Listen, Hudson's played tremendously well as a backup. But there's something about it when Ewers is in that defense. It's that Ewers effect. The defense kind of thrives when he plays. He's a starting QB, and man, it was amazing. I mean, 585 yards of offense. OU, man, I don't even know what to think. But all I know is when you look back at what happened last year, Texas was rolling. And then blew that 21-point lead. Yeah, it was never in question this time. And you look at Bijan, who had another 100-yard game, and he had a great. Remember that trademark run, that statement run he had against Oklahoma last year, cutting back grain. Another 100-yard game, man. And he talked about that was kind of the fuel for what happened this past Saturday.
I credit these guys, man. You know, I credit the defense. You know, they put them to 0 points, and you know that's a really cool thing to see. Especially, you know, how hard they work and how hard they give us looks and we give them looks during practice. But man, I mean, I just think that this whole team, you know, came together, you know, at a cool moment. And now that we just get to, you know, keep going forward and you know, enjoy this one. But you know, we still got another one next week and the weeks coming after this one.
That kid.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You got to enjoy that. That's a big, huge rivalry game. You got to enjoy it for 24 hours. But he's absolutely correct. We got a game coming up. We got a game. We got Iowa State, and we owe them a little spanking too, right? We owe them.
I think Iowa State's won the last 3. I think.
Is it the last 3?
They've had success against Texas.
They have. I know that much, but
I want to look it up, man, because I want to make sure, because that's kind of bothers me.
Mm-hmm. Because so we got to come out on fire at home at night against these guys too. You know that I don't believe in trap games, but that's one that I don't know, man. It's so. Here we go. Iowa State. Wow. They've won the last 3. Yeah. Yeah. So we owe them. They can't get 4 out of us.
Iowa State is a dirty, I mean, just ugly team. I mean, they play great defense. Offense is terrible. Absolutely terrible. They're going to lull you to sleep. But Texas is, I mean, I know Oklahoma's bad. I have no idea what's going on up there with and I know it's I got to say this before we move forward with this. All the OU fans who are just trying to come after Brent Venables and Levy and now all that group, relax. Yeah. Man, they did not become awful coaches overnight.
Right.
There's something there that's just not right. I mean, what you said. Lincoln gutted the program.
Gutted the program. He threw a bomb in the athletic department and ran out.
Do you think there was something there in Lincoln and that they saw it and they wanted to bounce before, because he could have had Caleb in that group for this year at OU. I'm just trying to figure it out.
What I'm hearing, the word on the street is Lincoln didn't like the whole SEC move.
That's
right?
what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And so he wanted to go out to the West Coast. I'm not going to lie, the West Coast is pretty cool.
It is.
The weather is great. It's either LA or Norman, Oklahoma. Bro, what are you picking? Huh? It's either, what is it? Norman, Oklahoma. You have the Thunder, or go to LA where you have the Lakers and the Clippers
And the Dodgers.
and the beach.
The beach.
Yeah.
A lot of talent on the beach.
I'm a married man, bro.
Yeah, you can't comment on that.
But I agree with you, you know. So it's I don't know, man. It's but the way he did it, I felt bad for the kids.
Yeah.
And you can see the effects of what happened this weekend, of him abruptly leaving like that.
Right.
Not good. That's not cool.
It's not good at all, man. That's 3 blowout losses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very proud Oklahoma football program who,
Yeah.
since Bob Stoops arrived, he had that rebuilding year in his
Mhm.
first year in 2000 all the way until last year.
Yep.
They've been very consistent. They had a couple of, I think, 1 5-loss season.
Yeah.
They've been good, man. And it's you want the 2 programs to be winning, but man, I mean, is there something to be said about Texas going in there and beating a bad Oklahoma football team? And because this modern era, it's hard to shut out anybody despite how bad a team is.
It is hard to shut out someone, but that's why I wanted to, towards the end of the game, they definitely rolled over Oklahoma. And that's hard to see. Even from, a rivalry, it's hard to see them just roll over like that. Dude, we had our 3rd string quarterback in.
Yeah.
We had players on the field that I've never even seen in practice. On the defensive side of the ball, man. I'm like, who is that? Oh, who is that? Oh, he made a play. And they're making plays.
Yeah.
They were doing well, So Oklahoma definitely rolled over, man.
Yeah, they gave up.
I'm not I want to give credit where credit's due. Those kids at the University of Texas beat them into submission first. And they submitted. Yeah, they crushed them. Took their will to play. And what we do need to do is this is why the coaches make the big bucks. You let them celebrate that game for 24 hours and you put it away and you move on. And that's what these kids need to do, is just put it away, move on, because everything is still on the table right now. We're ranked number 22 now. Like I told you, the Big 12 is going to cannibalize itself. No one's going to be undefeated in the Big 12. We just need to go and win out of the Big 12. We can win that game. Honestly, Alabama might slip up. Georgia might slip up. You may have a couple teams in the playoffs with some losses, everything's still on the table for the University of Texas. It was good to lose those games, the ones that we lost early in the year. But I think that judges and people that make the decisions understand that the games that we lost, we did not have our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. But we do, we the only argument they have is, but you lost to Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is showing to be a decent team.
They almost beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah, almost. So we need to go out there and put up the style points. Let Quinn just throw the ball all over the lot, and these receivers just going up and grabbing them out of the sky, man. And the O-line is getting better. They're starting to get some push, up front. What we got to do a better job is to holding them up front, because there's a couple times Bijan is still making cuts in the backfield. I want him to make cuts on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And then make his move and then fall for 6 yards, So those are little things that can get cleaned up. I love the way Coach is coaching this team, because they are not, what did you put on the field in week 1 is not the same team you're going to see in week 5, in week 6. They're still growing, and they're getting better and better and better.
Before we hear from Sark about the progress of the program, what this win means, you mentioned Alabama. They're losing to Tennessee this week.
You think so?
I feel it.
You feel it?
Man, I know Alabama had a backup quarterback who was committed to Texas at one point, Milroe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a pretty good quarterback, but I think he tossed 3 interceptions. They basically gave A&M that game, and A&M did not capitalize. And A&M was making fun of Texas for losing by a point to Alabama, saying, "Oh, we're going to roll Bama again this year."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now they're all singing their own praises. Oh, we came this close the last play of the game in Tuscaloosa. No, I think this Alabama team, although great, good, they're not invincible.
Right. Absolutely.
So, again, I know it's one of the worst OU teams in the last 20 years, but this is what Sark said what this win means for the team.
But I think we've gotten to a point where we've got a great deal of trust in our program and what we do and how we do and why we do what we do. And inevitably, moments like this and moments like today just only enhance that. And so for me, it feels great because I know how hard these guys work. I know it's been a minute since we've gotten that golden hat.
Been a minute. Ended a 4-game win streak in that series. And that series is always streaky. A lot of streaks. But how imperative is it now not only to continue this season, but to get on a roll against Oklahoma? I mean, they got to put their foot on the OU's throat and move forward for multiple reasons.
Yeah. The progress of the program, I like this segment because this catapults you, right? A win like this or win out the season, that gets everyone in Texas excited about Texas football, even the recruits. Remember we talked about putting that wall up around Texas and keeping all these Texas recruits in Texas. This is exactly what that does, right? A&M, we're going to compete with them for the top players because they're still a little brother, but they're here, right? And we're gonna snatch some big time names out of these states as well, the surrounding states, like we did Bijan, right? So this is great to see the program starting to tick upwards. We ain't there yet, and and I want to reiterate that a lot, that we ain't there yet, but you can see the climb, and we can see the way coach is responding to the players, the way the players are responding to the coach, and the way Torrey Bechtel has them, looking good and running fast and things like that. It's an upward trajectory for us right now.
No, I can see that. And, you said the Big 12 is going to cannibalize itself. I really like what I'm seeing from TCU. They got the big win at Kansas, which Kansas is still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, even all these teams are going to start knocking off each other. So, Texas still has everything in front of them. If you were to critique one part, so Bert Auburn He missed his one field goal attempt, and that would have put Texas over a half a century in points. But I think Bijan summed it up best. And I'm not a big read in between the lines, but I thought this was pretty funny what Bijan said about Auburn missing his one field goal attempt, because putting 50 on OU, that would have been nice for everybody because OU's not afraid, and they have done it quite a few times on Texas in recent history.
Hey Bert, I was like, "You good, fam?" I was like, "You'll be all right, bro," because I know he wanted that one. But I mean, I'm just happy, we won the game. I know that we put a shutout on them, but I'm not gonna discredit Bert. That dude works hard. He puts in the work, and he just does it with a smile on his face. But I know Bert wanted it, but I just told him, you have so many more opportunities to get it, and bro, you'll be all right.
Auburn, man, he's got a hell of a head of hair. It's burnt orange. It's fitting.
Yeah.
But that just tells you something, man. All they just had one field goal attempt. That's it.
Yeah.
And he missed the one, but he did make all 7 extra point attempts.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, that's good. No, man, he should keep his head up, man. It's okay. But you learn from it, you know what I mean? Because we're gonna need him at that spot in the field one of these days to win the game for us. So you got to learn from that miss. What happened, what you did wrong, what the holder did wrong, who is Hudson Card, right?
I believe so, yep.
Yeah. And and learn from it. It's okay to miss it when we don't need you. It's not okay when we really need you to win the game and miss it. So learn from that mistake. Learn from that miss. That's all he needs to do.
That's it.
But I love Bijan talking about him and bigging him up and telling him it's okay and talking about him in the media. I love that. It's a team right there.
This team is becoming something special.
Yeah.
It really is. Man, this game also is so special because we have a lot of friends, family that are from the other side. And you and your family, I think this was absolutely hilarious. Man, Pastor Eric Moore, former OU quarterback, this happened 4 years ago. I remember I did a feature story on him leading up to it. And I remember him saying, "Oh, but if I win,
yeah,
it's going to be Boomer Sooner." But hey, Texas got the dub, and you guys in front of his entire congregation at Summit Worship Center off of Anderson Mill Road here in Austin, Texas. This is Pastor Eric being a good sport, took it like a champ, and he had to pay tribute to the team that he does not like. And that's your better half.
Man. My wife, she embarrasses me all the time, dude. She gets on stage, does her cheerleader hop. And for people that doesn't know, my wife was a cheerleader at the University of Texas the same time I played. She is Texas through and through, burnt orange through and through. She has an older sister that came here to the University of Texas. She's a Texas girl. And so she gives Eric the business whenever we win like that, So but no, it was fun, man. And Eric he took it on the chin, man. I gotta give it to him. He took it on the chin. He is the pastor of that church. He could say, "Stop playing the song right now. Let me get into my sermon." He didn't. He took it. He took it right on the chin. Good guy. And we talked about it. We talked before the game. He FaceTimed me, and he was, good luck and things like that. And then when we both saw that their quarterback was out, their starting quarterback was out, he calls me back. He goes, "Yeah, it's a wrap now." He said it before the game when he came out in street clothes. Eric FaceTimed me right back, and he's like, "It's a wrap. It's a wrap." And he knew it, and it was.
So some of my OU friends, man, they were, for a lack of better words, highly pistified that they kept Neville in the game. They did not understand that, and that's why, or Bevel, excuse me, Bevel. They kept Bevel in, and I don't know, man. They've got some issues over there. But that Eric Moore, I mean, he took it on the chin against Texas as a player too. I think.
Yeah. You think so?
I think he did.
Yeah.
95 was a tie. I think he did.
Yeah, but I think he won one.
He won one.
Yeah.
It's
better than I can say. I never won against him. Yeah.
Hey, you've been there once as a fan, right?
Yes, once or twice.
Okay. Where'd you park?
Oh man, that was years ago. I can't even remember. That was probably like 06, 07, 08. When I went.
So B Mays and I drove up Saturday morning. I know this. I was spoiled for years because we parked in the lot for the media lot right there by the scoreboard side. Right up there. Just walk right in, bring your gear in. Yeah. So last year we park at one of the high schools. Well, this year we roll off of Malcolm X, and all the people that live in those neighborhoods over there in that part of Dallas. It's a big time. State fair, everything. It's common to park in people's yards. They're making money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another guy flag us down to roll into this lot. We had no idea it was a public library lot. B Mays. B Mays rolls his window down, and the guy says, "It'd be $40." And
no.
He said, "You sure?" And he rolled his window down, gave him 40. That guy hauls ass.
No. No.
So we asked this Dallas cop, "Are we okay right here?" And the guy says, "Probably have a ticket on there, and then you got to pay it remotely, or it may be towed." We found a place and paid another $40, and this was our reaction. I couldn't stop laughing. Right, we got took twice. That's man. $80 to park in Big D. Well, parking in people's yards.
$40 as a donation. $80 to park.
Oh my goodness.
A
donation. So he just took off running, or he just walked away?
He was walking fast.
He walked fast. Listen.
He disappeared.
Listen, that's a hustle right there, dude.
And we got
I need to go do that in East Austin. I need to go do that. Hey, yeah. So ACL is back this weekend. I can go down there, go right there off Mopac and say you can park on the side of the road right here. It's $40.
Yeah.
Walk off.
I'll park it for you.
Yeah, I'll park it for you. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Well, sorry you lost your $40, man. I'll buy you a beer, man.
Man, I felt bad for him, so I bought about $80 in State Fair coupons. Yeah. And got him a couple of beers and a corn dog, and
yeah,
life was good. you know.
It's a story, though. It's a story. I would pay $40 to have that story.
I couldn't stop laughing.
That's funny. Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. So I don't know if you paid attention. By the way, the SEC is good again in tackle football, but Shane Beamer, who was an assistant briefly at Oklahoma recently, got the head job at South Carolina, the Gamecocks. Was it? I think it was last year, was his first year. So apparently at SEC Media Days, Mark Stoops, Bob's brother, who's done a great job at Kentucky, made some comment about stupid sunglasses and music, tossing shade at Beamer because that's what he does to have fun with his team. Have you heard this story?
I saw the dance.
You did? Oh, my God. Well, here it is for those who didn't see it after they upset Kentucky, and that was a pretty good win for South Carolina because they haven't been very good. And the other Oklahoma tie, Spencer Rattler, that quarterback, second chance over there.
But at SEC Media Days, he talked about stupid sunglasses and dancing. Put him on, Put him
Swag surfing.
Listen, man. Hey, I think the go-to old white dude move is this right here.
Just keep them moving.
Just keep on moving.
Trust me.
That's the coach's move right there, man. Just keep it moving. Try to keep beat, man. Just stay on the beat. That's fun though, man. Good for those kids, man. And having fun with those kids those kids will remember that for the rest of their lives. You know, it's special. You know, and it's captured on film. I love it.
Did Mac? You know, Mac's been dancing the last few years at North Carolina. Did he ever do that with you guys?
No, he did not, and I'm actually glad he didn't. You know. I'm happy he didn't, man. He did not do that with us. So, he's dancing with North Carolina right now too, man. Just stop. Just don't do it. Just stop.
Don't do it.
No, you just don't.
Hey, which coach on your staff was the one that really celebrated with you guys? Was it Akina?
I was just about to say Dwayne Akina. Dwayne Akina, man. That dude, he was born caffeinated. He has a motor on him. There's no decaf in him at all. He had a motor on him, but the reason we had such good DBs back then, they weren't big. We didn't have huge DBs. They were fast, and Mad Dog got them fast, but they were run through a brick wall for Coach Akina. That man can coach up a secondary.
I love that guy.
And just the way he was, and he loved on his players, they loved on him back by playing all out for him. Yeah. No, he was the energy guy on our staff.
I love that guy. I feel he's still at Stanford, I think.
Is he?
I need to check because, man, what a good family too.
Yeah, great family. Great family. His wife was really accommodating for the players that needed her. You know, she made herself available for a lot of the your 18, 19-year-old kids leaving home for the first time. You know, sometimes you need some motherly love. And so she always made herself available for kids that needed it, you know? Yeah.
He's good people, man. We need to have him. I need to reach out to him and get him into the man cave.
Yeah, no question. That'll be fun.
He may need a new roof too.
Maybe.
Stevie, What do you foresee, man? What are you looking for? Because this week we've got in college football, I can't remember how many, but there are quite a few 5-0, 5 or greater wins. I mean, this is where the college football starts separation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look. I should have been prepared, but I wasn't. But I'm looking at it, man. It's this is where it gets. I mean, it's been fun all year, but this is the time of year, the second half, which really just there's so much drama.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to how we respond because we could slip up and, like I said, if they're still celebrating this win, Iowa State can sneak up on you, right?
Yeah.
So you got to contain your emotions, let this win go, and move on. I'm pretty excited about seeing how they respond to that. The other thing is I'm excited to see whatever happens in the Big 12. I feel like there's going to be some shakeups, some underdogs gonna take out some big ones, and then we'll see what kind of records that all the other schools in the Big 12 have.
Yeah,
I'm also the top tier. So we got Ohio State jumped to number 2, right?
Yeah.
And Alabama dropped to 3, and Georgia is number 1. If there's any team in this country that can go undefeated, it would be Georgia.
That's it.
Yeah, it would be Georgia.
So Oklahoma State, TCU, and Fort Worth. But here, no one's talking about it. No one's going to. But 19 Kansas at Oklahoma, what happens?
Oklahoma gets back on track.
You think?
They're going to get their quarterback back this week, hopefully. Hopefully the kid comes back. You never want a kid to be out too long with a head injury.
No.
Hopefully they get him back and they play some inspired football. Have a couple of players-only meetings. And, I guess, does it sound like I'm rooting for a Sooner?
No, you're rooting just for a team that you hate to see them go through what they have, even though Texas fans, obviously hate Oklahoma. But you don't want to four straight losses. We got to dig deep to find when that happened last.
Yeah. So we'll see. 4 straight losses, and so what's their record?
They're 3-3.
3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kansas. Whoa, OU's a favorite.
OU's favorite in that game?
7.5. They know something. Vegas.
Yeah. Maybe quarterback's coming back and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about is sorry to say, but the Big 12 cannibalizing itself,
eating each other up. Eating alive. Man. Do you have, before we wrap up, you mentioned player only meetings. I know it's kind of laughable now. I mean, I know it happens, but was there a memorable, I don't even know if you could share details, but I guess part of to wrap it up on a man cave story, was there a player only meeting that you remember that you could share?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. There was a game that we lost. I think it was the OU game. Yeah, it was my freshman year because I know who spoke in the players only meeting. When we lost, it was my true freshman year when I was hurt. I had already gotten my red shirt because I had broke my foot the 3rd game of the season. And so they erased those 3 games and gave me a red shirt. And so we had a players only meeting because Coach Brown was throwing himself under the bus for us. Coach Brown was like, we got to do a better job of coaching. I should have made this call. I should have made that call in the media.
Yeah.
In the media, just and he was taking bullets for us as players. And so we had a players only meeting, and the person that talked to us, he said, you know, the coaches, Coach Brown saying all this, and that in the media, and he was like, forget that. We the ones that cross the line to go play. Right? Coaches don't go out there and play. We do. So whatever the coaches call, we got to go out there and execute and this, and that. And we got to take responsibility for that loss that we had. It's not on them. It's on us. And I was like, golly, that's my first players only meeting.
Right.
You know, I'm coming out of high school. We didn't do that. And for that person to get up and actually make that statement, I already knew he was a leader on the team, but it was very impressive to call the meeting, ask the coaches. The coaches were in the room, and we were finishing up a team meeting. And he said, coaches, we just want to talk. Can y'all leave? And they all walked out, and we talked. And a couple other guys got up and spoke. We basically they turned it around. We turned it around. It's hard for me to say they or we a lot of the times because I didn't play that season because I was hurt, but I did start out that season. I was the number one backup behind Casey Hampton. So whenever Casey came out, I was in there, and Marcus Tubbs was right behind Sean Rogers. So, but then unfortunately hurt my foot, and they had to change that rotation up a little bit. But it was cool to see leadership back then. We had really good leadership back then on the team, and I see that right now in Bijan. Whenever I go to practice, I see him being a leader like we had leaders back then.
Yeah, it's you can see things happening.
Yeah,
with this team, there is no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. You're not going to see another disappointment. I mean, disappointment as in a season.
Yeah,
If they get to 8 or 9 wins, it's a good year. But I think this team can get to 10.
Yeah, I think Vegas had the over under at 8-5. I made a friendly wager bet with a friend of mine. It's the Barton Creek Byron Nelson bet. If I win, he has to come to Austin and buy me a round of golf at Barton Creek. Now, if he wins, I got to go to Dallas and buy him a round of golf over at the Byron Nelson at the Four Seasons.
That's on par with the green fees.
Is it? Because I think the Byron Nelson is a little bit more expensive. Yeah, but no, it should be on par. It's about on par. But I'm trying to hang on to my money and make him come to Dallas or to Austin so we can play Barton Creek.
That's a fair bet. Man, either way, you're winning.
Either way, I'm winning. I'm on a course with my friend.
That's
but
exactly right.
I want to win without paying, though.
Yeah, no, I don't want. Yeah, I want the round on somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly. So, but that's the $600 to $800 bet, though. You know that because it's at least $300 to play at either of those courses.
That's right. You're paying for two.
Paying for two.
A two.
Yeah. And I didn't even before I made the bet. I don't even know if you can get on the Byron Nelson without staying at the Four Seasons.
That's oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm $1,500 in the hole right now.
What is that? $500 a night?
yeah, it's about $500 a night. You know, it's between $400 and $500 a night at the Four Seasons in Dallas. Yes,
and then cigars, whiskey,
cart girl,
$25 tip.
Yeah, and then dinner if we're gonna stay there, we're gonna have dinner there. So I really need these guys to give me a 9-win season.
It's attainable. It really is.
It's in front of us.
If you look at it, I'll tell you what, underdog here, man. James Madison, number 25 in the country. How about that?
James Madison is?
I think it's their first year up, and they're ranked.
Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of parity in college football.
A lot. I mean, look what Texas State did to Appalachian State.
Yeah.
Beat them.
Yeah.
I hope they keep.
Was that this weekend?
Yeah, it was in San Marcos.
It beat App State and San Marcos?
Yeah.
Where was I?
I'll tell you what, they didn't do a good job of promoting it.
Oh, you gotta put that all over everything.
That was that's the one thing about Texas State that I don't understand, man. It's you got to get things, you got to promote it. They don't do it. In my opinion, I want them to win because I'm a big guy. I mean, a big fan of Jake, the head coach over there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the situation is over there, but man, I would like to see him stay because anyway, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing at the Texas State football, but they're 3-3, 3 wins from bowl. If you go to a bowl at Texas State, you're doing well.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Hey, before we rock out, I got to give a shout out to Mike Murphy. He's one of the Man Cave OGs. Last Stand Hats, his shirt's here. If you want one of these polos, go to laststandhats.com and use the promo code, one word, ManCave10 for 10% off of polos, hats, anything. And he has a new series called the Texas Series polos. I want to say 5 or 6 of them. It's got the small Texas maps, different colors, burnt orange, purple. Just go to laststandhats.com and check them out. I think Big Stevie Lee. Are you a 3X?
Bro, I'm a 4XT.
4XT.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such. Tall.
You gotta put the T on because if I raise my hands, my belly comes out, you know? So you need a 4X tall.
I'm intrigued. I'm gonna see if they have that size.
Most people don't, and it's okay, man.
Man, big and tall, baby.
Big and tall.
Stevie, it's been real as always, my brother.
Absolutely.
Man, it's fun week, and if we can do this every week and a rivalry game like that. But hey, this is where it gets hard. They're not big rivalry games.
One thing, tell me something good. I'm gonna tell you something good right now.
Do it.
We got our quarterback back, baby.
Number 3.
We got him back. That's something
The
good.
legendary Moss.
We're gonna keep him clean and healthy the rest of the year, man. Everything is looking up. Let's go.
Let's go. That's what I'll say. What was good in addition to that, what is good is the fact that I think you've got people now. That game always brings on board fans who may not have gone to a game. I guarantee you now that since Texas beat Oklahoma, you're going to have higher demand for home game tickets.
Yeah.
Come out, man. You see it, get a taste of it.
Yep.
It's addictive. I promise you.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, brother. And Iowa State this Saturday, man. DKR, man. And they've CDC's created a really cool atmosphere nowadays over there. So it's more fun than it ever has been.
Yeah.
And I'll be in Nacogdoches for Stephen F. Austin. Big game.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, my God. For the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Hard, Big Coach Mo, and the Big Mike, and right here, the legendary, the pride of Shreveport, Louisiana, the Stevie Lee. We out.